Okay, guys and gals, this is definitely a new video, but of course, it's gonna have its shits and giggles. But before we even get into all the shits, all the giggles, all the giggly goos, guys and gals, let me just say, there are literally people out here who still stream and things like that, yet got nowhere to go, nowhere to live. Well, except maybe like their car, or, well, some of the people actually do live outside, and it's getting crazy. It's getting wild. But shit, what can I say? Them prices are up my ass too. Hey guys and gals, Gaming T here, and today, once again, we are back with another reaction video, and today we're here with Traveling Poor in 2025, which might get even fucking worse. I cannot lie to you. I might blur that one out, because that is a kind of an aggressive F word. Shit, I mean, whichever I go, whichever I do, that's for me, recording me to decide. Anyway, guys, the video is in the description down below for yourself. And besides that, tell me your thoughts of, you know, the prices and shit and stuff nowadays. Cause I'm not gonna lie, that shit, the shit's getting terrible. The shit's getting terrible.
Is there anything more disgusting than the pores? Oh, if you can't afford deodorant, then you shouldn't be allowed outside. If you want to live in society, then act like it! But roasting them from my air-conditioned apartment felt unearned. So
it's not a good look
from
either.
Miami to Austin in the cheapest way possible in order to see how poor people eat, sleep, and breed.
There you go, boy. There you go.
Uber, and oh look, a cheaper shared option. Can't wait to meet my first deplorable. And fellas, it did not disappoint. As soon as I opened the door, there was a girl with "please don't look at me" vibes. I'm telling you, the body language on this chick, someone hurt her. And it wasn't just her credit score that took a hit. But I wasn't going to add to her trauma mixtape, so I left her alone. That wasn't until we arrived at the airport. I go to help take her luggage out of the trunk when I know she has a designer suitcase. I said, damn girl, your bag says YSL, yet you're stuck in rideshare hell? Anyway, one dirty look later, and I head into the airport. Now, the cheapest flight I could get was in Southwest. For those who haven't flown Southwest before, they do things a little differently. Instead of picking your seat prior to boarding, you pick it when you board. And if that seems like a bad idea, that's because it is.
It is.
I like to think of a civilized person, but if there's an empty seat next to me, then I'm going full Pop-Tart. Just trying to bite my lower neck like, you see, on Spirit Airlines, you're a monster coming in.
Gotta make them seem like you a crack guy. You back off and leave you alone.
In the terminal, there are poles with numbers on them associated
or
with
give you the window seat.
Supposed to stand by, but ain't no one checking. So if they're calling Group B, then you're B1. If a passenger asks to see your phone, then start grunting. And if anyone tries to cut you, flare those elbows. Take up as much room as you can. The more unhinged you seem, the less likely someone will confront you.
Basically fight for this shit, okay.
The less likely someone will confront you. Then as you're boarding the plane,
he know the method. He know the method.
Because either one, she'll be into you, which is great, or two, she'll be disgusted by you, which is also great. You're either getting a future blowy or a free armrest. It's a win-win either way. Now, if there's no hotties, then just find a seat with an empty one next to it. From here, you have two options. You can either go the civilized liar route and place your luggage on the seat saying, "My wife's coming," or go full-on animal. I'm talking noises, drool, and erratic movements. You want people to look at you and say, "No. No." On this flight, I leaned heavy into disgust. Anytime someone used an overhead near me, I just pick my nose while making direct eye contact. They try to challenge me and I'm wiping it right on their seat. Don't test me, Carol. I want my elbow room. Luckily, my strat works and I'm blessed with horizontal freedom. Now, what was the plane like? Trash! Total trash! No USB, no monitor, and like I mentioned earlier, no human decency. Person in front of me kept coughing, not even trying to cover their mouth. You trying to get a seat?
The leg room ass.
Doors are closed. So how about you put on a mask before I donkey punch you? Can't cough if you're unconscious, Debbie. Flight attendants weren't helping either. All they did was walk the aisle and spray some disinfectant. Like, at least spray the space pad, kitty. But instead, the crew decided to ignore the biohazard and move on to the safety briefing. You know, where they asked the dumbest question possible. Are you able to help out during an emergency? What kind of emergency? Main door won't open and I gotta activate the fun slide? Then sure, we crash land in the middle of the Atlantic.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
No. You know what's better than helping out your fellow man? Not dying. Only first class seats are now on that life raft, and I am not waiting in line. Anyway, we begin to get towed onto the runway when I could hear someone getting real nervous. So I said, wait, what was that noise? Panic is the ultimate
I'm not gonna lie with you. Motherfuckers at Spirit Airline be praying to the Lord himself. Guys and gals, let me just say, look, if the people can barely afford if the people can't afford to pay for this flight, this plane is the cheapest option. And next thing you know, you're really looking at it, right? Some of this shit on the plane is worn, torn, running down, but for some fucking diddle, the management department still give that shit a big fat thumbs up. Saying, yeah, that shit good to go. That shit to go. Or good enough. Good enough. It's good enough. Shit. If it breaks in the middle of the ocean, we'll just say it went to the Atlantic, the Bermuda Triangle again. Like, bro, it's like sometimes, bro, you know the plane about to go down, but you might as well take the risk, because this is the best you gonna get.
Flight entertainment. Then after a bit, we reached cruising altitude and they began to hand out drinks.
I'm on the fact, why is he traveling like this?
Instead, Southwest would take your order, then come back with your drink, which wouldn't have bothered me if they weren't holding my cup by the rim. Oh, you want some orange juice? Well, how about a little Derek with that? Fast forward a few hours later and we landed in Austin.
Derek.
I hopped in another shared Uber, except this one had a guy in it who was trying his hardest to spit game at me. Now, I'm a flirt, but I'm not a tease. So I say, hey man, I feel like you're trying to shoot your shot right now, but just want to let you know that I'm straight. And he replied with the classic, well, have you ever tried it? I said, bro, I can't stick a hot dog more than 2 inches in my mouth without gagging. I eat a lot of protein, so my back door is real stinky. And my biggest turnoff is the smell of poop. So no, I haven't tried it. Anyway, 10 awkward minutes later, I'm in the hotel, the La Quinta Inn. Immediately, I noticed a fire truck outside,
La Quinta.
which is always a great sign when you're looking to sleep. Now, before I tell you how trashy the hotel was, do you want to guess how much it was a night? $53. $53 a night! I didn't know there was anything under 100, so I knew it was going to be bad, but like a Kanye interview, it just kept getting
This is why you
worse.
gotta
So I went
book
inside and was
stuff
greeted by a
before
lady
you
with
go,
tattoos.
bro.
She tells me,
No
"You're
wonder
lucky
the
you
plane
got
was
shut
like
down."
how
I
it
said, "What do you
was,
mean
and
shut
hotel
down?" She said,
how
"There
it
was a small
was."
fire a few hours earlier in someone's room, but it's all right now. Anyway, here are your keys and checkouts at 11. Right.
This shit
So
about
I
to
head up to my
explode.
room, but there's caution tape outside of it. I'm thinking, did this bitch give me ground zero? So I go back downstairs and Miss Damage says not to worry about it. I said, this feels like something I should definitely be worried about. She says, all right, well, if you want, we have a handicap room still available. I said, all right, I'll take that one. So I go to the
Wait, is it
Pop-Tart
better?
room, and the first thing I noticed were toenail clippings in the corner. And they weren't clean cuts either. Bro was chewing. And that
This
pretty much set the
motherfucker
tone.
think
Everywhere
it
you look, there's
big.
another OSHA violation. Bathroom
He
light was
keeping
melting,
receipts.
paper cups had mold on them, and there was a small Filipino girl under the bed saying, you didn't see me. It was a disaster. If La Quinta is the Mexican Trump's trying to deport, then fill the bucket with ice. Anyway, the reason I went to Austin was to see comedian Mark Normand. He was performing at the Paramount Theater, which was a short 10-minute walk away. I thought it'd be a great chance to take in the sights, but it turns out the sights were mostly tents, needles, and grown men arguing with pigeons. I spent most of the time playing the game homeless or dead. But once I got past the human suffering, I arrived at the historic Paramount Theater. Now, I don't know when this theater
Is
was
it
built,
any
but
better?
it was definitely before black people had rights. Every once in a while, you could hear the faint whisper of, not your kind. And just like segregation, I felt like a second-class citizen as my seat was all the way at the top. So I headed up to the balcony and immediately got nervous because the angle of the seats was so steep. There weren't any guardrails either, so if you fell, it'd just be a human water slide to the bottom. The worst part is you'd probably survive. I mean, fully disabled, but alive thanks to Gary and his girlfriend who definitely didn't want to be there. So I get to my seat, which was tighter than an Asian preteen, except the only one getting violated were my hips. You're not shoulder to shoulder with the people around you, you're interlocking, which honestly added to the whole communal comedy vibe. Made it feel like we're all connected, because we literally
are.
Anyway, the show was great, but exiting the theater was a nightmare. Huge traffic jam getting out.
Conga line.
One fire away from Trample City. All it takes is one person crawling over another for the real trauma to begin. But luckily, I made it out and walked back to my dirty La Quinta.
I got
Upon
scared.
arriving, I noticed 3 police cars
For him.
outside, and I'm just praying it's something small, like a suicide. There could be a full-on drug bust where they're bashing indoors. Gonna be hard to sleep through.
FBI, open up!
But sleep was out of the equation because the fire alarm had a low battery that would randomly... I know it's illegal to take the battery out, but it's also illegal to torture people. So I went to remove it, then paused thinking, wait, what if this triggers it for the entire building? A fire department was already there once. Maybe this is what somebody was doing. Screw it! Fast forward to the morning and I wake up feeling terrible. I don't know if it was the beeping or jet lag or a girl under my bed crying, but I did not sleep well. However, I needed to get the hell out of this dumpster. So I packed myself up and headed downstairs where the dude at the front desk asks if I enjoyed my stay. My response was,
nah.
Beep. Then I headed outside and was about to order another Uber when I noticed someone driving a rickshaw. I thought slave labor was illegal, but apparently not in Austin, so I flagged him down and asked if he could drive me to the airport. He says sure, and I hopped in his shopping cart. Now, I am not exaggerating when I say this is the most dangerous thing I have ever done. The top speed is only 15 miles an hour, yet he decides to go on the f***ing highway. We're just riding the shoulder like it's some sort of Mario Kart shortcut, and there's no seatbelt, so every time we hit a bump, I'm just launched closer to Jesus. Worst part is he's only driving with one hand hand while vaping with the other. I'm gripping the seat for dear life as this guy's hotboxing the highway. But luckily we made it off the freeway and I could see the airport in the distance. I say to the guy, I don't know they allowed rickshaws in the airport. He says, wait, they don't allow these? I said, I don't know. You're the one pedaling. Then he pulls over and now I gotta negotiate. I have at least a 25-minute walk with luggage. So I say to him, well, I've seen golf carts there before, so I'm sure it's fine. Spoiler alert, totally not fine. Because as soon as we pulled up in front of the gate, security stops him with the most, bro, what are you doing face? So I grab my luggage and dip saying, good luck, buddy. Now, with all the side quests complete, I only had one mission left. The final boss of
hold on. The little run animation was getting me right now, bro.
Security stops him with the most, bro, what are you doing face? So I grab my luggage and dip saying, good luck, buddy. Now with all the side quests complete, I only had one mission left. The final boss of budget travel,
back
Spirit
home.
Airlines. I
Oh,
thought the battle would begin in the air, but
that
Spirit
shit.
hit me with that pre-flight cutscene. A gate area filled with glitchy characters, control-smashing toddlers, and a level 1 mage casting vape clouds. But I beat too many welfare dungeons to let some scrubs end my run, so I equipped my neck pillow, loaded into the cabin, and prepared for turbulence. Is that bitch painting her nails? Is that guy eating a turkey leg? Is that another bitch painting her nails? Who are you trying to impress? Your probation officer? Sorry to tell you, bitch, but nail polish won't hide the smell of generational failure. But my favorite passenger was a guy who had what doctors call squirrel brain. He was playing one of those seizure games like Candy Crush, and you might think that'd be enough.
It's not that bad.
Not for this guy.
But it definitely is.
While still playing the game, he
consuming.
opens up his laptop and starts watching the most mind-numbing, sensory overloading brain rot known to man. Fast and Furious.
Man, that
just
shit ain't
wanted
that
to shake
bad.
him saying, unplug.
Just fast cars.
Before I could finish my exercise,
Just fast cars racing against each other.
which meant I had officially survived the poverty gauntlet. Now, when I started
story
this video,
definitely
I had
kinda-
one goal in mind: farm the suffering of others for content.
It was
But
good when
somewhere
it was
between moldy
first, like, the
cups and
first
racist
couple
ghosts,
movies.
I felt something I wasn't expecting. Respect. Respect for the Uber girl who didn't let fear trap her at home. Respect for the rickshaw driver who risked a felony for a $20 fare. Respect for Gabriella for holding in a sneeze when I was trying to sleep. Because getting through that kind of chaos day after day isn't pathetic, it's impressive. I mean, these people are literally surviving conditions that would break most of us. Imagine being a rainy day away from, well, guess I'm not eating today. Who needs calories when you're the engine? See, poverty doesn't just drain your wallet, it drains your time, your dignity, and your ability to rest. There's no days off when struggle is your full-time job. So the next time you see someone barely holding it together, just remember, there's still a person. Unless they smell. Then they're an animal that needs to be put down. Shh, it'll all be over soon. One nose pick can get a lot of elbow room. Small sacrifice for a big reward. You know.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people do have to travel like that. And even though I was saying a lot of stuff like why I see traveling like that and a lot of ill and stuff like that, so a lot of people have to just a lot of people just gotta stick with it. A lot of people just, that's the best they can get sometimes. And it's not, and at times it's not their fault at times. It's the environment. It's the place they basically, it's their environment, their circumstances, and other things among those things. It depends on where they are, who they were born from, and a lot of other things. And some people, you know, they try their hardest and they don't know they could be so close to something glorious, something way better than the life they're living now, and they give up or they give out. Like sometimes they can be ready for a change, but next thing you know, they on the concrete begging and pleading, but it's too late. It's too late. Their body couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle the struggle. They couldn't handle the debuffs, bro. They couldn't handle the debuffs. But that's why you gotta respect people out here. Respect people who put in hard work. Even if you don't know their full story, you never know what someone's going through. But besides that, guys and gals, I'm still curious. Why did he do that? But I'm not even gonna lie with you. Like, were there no real better hotels in the area? Cause I don't know what's over there. I don't know what's over there. Which is why I ask and which is why I say. But then again, this could have been like oh shit, my favorite actor or a comedian is over there right now. I gotta get tickets while I still can. Blue Man Bot. I just seen this like 2 days ago. I'm on my way. Day before or whatever. Instead of, oh shoot, my favorite comedian's on that ass. He over at Paramount Studios. I got you 6 months ago. Boom Bam Bop. Cause I can't lie with you. During like certain times where there's a comedian or a certain event, definitely gotta book stuff. A lot, sometimes way before, you know, anything. Otherwise, you're definitely gonna be in one of those trashy ass rooms, bro. Cause even I had to stay in a hotel with fucking maybe 2-3 stars, goddamn, 2.5, and it was diabolical, if I must say so myself. The sheets, terrible. The room, roach infested, and well, shit, it was all we had at the time. Shit, we didn't book anywhere else. Yeah, that's why I say you really got to do that beforehand. And besides that, guys and girls, yeah, pretty good. Now, I hope you all like, subscribe, and enjoyed this video. And if you did like, subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell right by the subscribe button to get all my notifications while I'm on next. Anyway, guys and gals, I'm Gaming T. Hey, KGT. I'll see you lovely folks later.